Hi there, my name is Belinda Dovston and welcome to the I Ching Cafe, and for this weekly episode focusing on the week commencing the 13th of December 2021. Thank you for joining me. Right, well, last week we had a locked hexagram. We had hexagram 30, radiance, the fire burning brightly, helping us to see things we hadn't seen before, broadening our horizons, broadening our perspective, and helping bring our team, our people, our tribe together around the fire, focused and concentrated together. So what happened last week? I had this interesting thing that I met a person that I'm working with, and I racked my brains trying to work out where I had known them before. The name was familiar. And finally, this past week, I sat down and scratched around in my neurons, and there in my long ago history, got the memory out and realized, oh, that's the connection. And it was really useful to have that insight. So that was my illumination. I knew there was something about this person. I didn't quite understand what it was. So what was your illuminatory insight? What was happening for you last week? So interestingly enough, this week, right, we have another locked hexagram. So last week we had our locked hexagram, hexagram 30 radiance. This week we have a locked hexagram. Clearly, the I Ching is trying to tell us things are very static and fixed and focused at the moment, and what we need to focus on is this, and that is it. Okay, no changing lines for this week. So our hexagram for this week is hexagram 7, the army. All right, so just when we thought we can all wind down as we head towards the end of the year in this perhaps last full working week for many people, and perhaps you too, is the army. We have to mobilize and get a move on. The army, if you look at the structure of the hexagram, we have water underneath the earth, and we have this massive undertaking that we need to do. And the way we do it is we tap into the resources, the underground spring that is sitting under the earth that can be drawn out to the surface to let us tackle a problem or overcome something or to achieve something in this week. So, the army. This week, we are being asked to pay attention to mobilizing the resources around us. Now, a good general in any army knows that one of the most important things is to have a very good plan, a very clear strategy, a plan of attack, a way of working with overcoming whatever the challenge is that is being presented, or the opportunity. It's not necessarily negative. So you are the general of your life, of your business, of your life stream. And this week, you and me and everyone else, we are having to focus on getting our strategy straight. What is the plan of action that we need to take? Get ourselves organized and then communicate that clearly to the team. When you have a battle that's taking place and you're using civilians to help achieve an outcome, you need to be very organized, very clear, because you don't have necessarily a highly trained, skilled army at your disposal. You've got anybody who can hold an implement, okay? So in this case, using communication, being very clear, being very organized, and getting your team to deploy and to be focused and to report back and to stay in the loop and not go off on their own little side mission is very, very important. I would say for all of us, there's something we need to finish or achieve this week. It's important to wrap up the year, the working year, in the best way possible. And perhaps we've all got our heads down and we're running fast to try and do that. And this is what this energy is all about. In tackling the week, pay attention to the resources that are available to you, both the conventional resources, i.e. people who are in the armed forces symbolically, and the unconventional, the everyday civilian who's wanting to make a difference and help you. And what does that mean in your team and in your business? What does that mean to mobilize a vast array of people, of resources to get the job done? Reach out and draw in the resources around you. This is not about drawing the resources out of you, but mobilizing the resources around you to achieve something. So the I Ching is clear, no changing lines. This is what we need to focus on this week. Have a strategy and a plan of exactly what it is that you're trying to do. Communicate that clearly and get a move on. So this is 100% a working week. The I Ching wants us to put in the effort, wants us to activate the resources around us, wants us to get the stuff done and to get a move on and put in all the energy and go. Just go for it. Now remember, if you haven't yet done so, the monthly is round about a transition point in the next couple of days around our changing lines. We had the first part of the month, we had Youthful Folly, Hexagram 4, where we are learning and we are being open to the areas of our life that we don't know. We recognize our inexpertise. And the second half of the month is all about throwing ourselves into the challenge, into the flow of life, recognizing the risk and going for it. So, as I mentioned in the monthly overview, this is not a time to sit back. This is a time to lean into the flow and go for it. And with Army and Abysmal and Youthful Folly and all the learning that's going on, let's use every moment we can to maximize what is left of this precious year that we have had. So go take a look if you haven't yet done so. Please, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Every subscribe means the world to me. And like, share, comment. Love to hear your comments as you go through week to week. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon.